this. Now, I will say, and we're going to probably talk more about this in the post-game, there are 3 reviews up on Amazon. I do not recommend that you buy this book on Amazon. I really would prefer you buy it either at Red Emma's, or if you need to, use IndieBound. You can put in your zip code, find any independent booksellers. I am still observing 100% the Amazon boycott in solidarity with Chris Smalls and other great organizers in terms of my, any online purchases like that. But there are 3 reviews, and if you have, gotten it through Amazon, please, spare us a nice 5-star review. But I will say this. This is a review. There are 2 5-star reviews and 1 1-star review, and I'm going to read the 1-star review. This is from somebody named A Serious Reader. It's a fantastic, like a refined gentleman, 2022. A Serious Reader writes, "This book stinks. It's easily the worst book that I've ever encountered." Now, I just want to say, this book is boring. This book has, this book is mediocre. This book is blah. Sure. But if this is the worst book this guy has ever seen in a world with a lot of books,
sounds pretty good.
That's like the Geely effect. Like, don't you want to just order it and see just how bad?
Speaking of bad writing, overusing superlatives, I would say.
Matt, I definitely want your literary hangover on this. First, calling against the web a book is downright silly. It's a 96-page pamphlet and spreads out only unsubstantiated ad hominems. Now, I'd say this. Yes, it is a short book, and you can read it in an afternoon, and I think that it is fantastic to be. I'm a fan of Zen art. I think economism is a good thing.
Also, that's a tradition in political writing as well.
Oh yeah.
I mean, this is also true. I don't want to like overhype myself here, but this wasn't like the people like Orwell weren't just like, I can't do the extra pages. It's like a drunk Chris Matthews. Paying over $8 for the ebook version is essentially theft. Now, I will say this is very lawyerly from A Serious Reader, because the Kindle price is $8.69. So you got that. That's right. That extra 69 cents is where we really turn the screws in. And then I will say this: the book is not filled. It's not particularly ad hominem. I don't even have that much of a joke about it. I mean, they're there, but it's not. I mean, there isn't even that much Dave Rubin in it. Like I tried to treat this somewhat seriously. Mr. Brooks simply quotes from other original sources and intersperses these lifted ideas with snarky, snide, and foul comments. Now, I like snarky, snide, and foul comments. I could see it as a future podcast episode title, but when you criticize other people's ideas, even if I'm totally failing at it, that's not lifting their ideas. Like when David Griscom says something about he's not like lifting ideas from the Financial Times when he criticizes an editorial. This is a whole other. This is actually this could be a very interesting expansion. I actually could see this reasoning being deployed in 21st century libel laws,
or like a lit.
You just defamed Thomas Friedman by disagreeing with him, and now all of your posts are taken down by the AMA Google web at the behest of the Foot Locker Corporation. Amazingly, Brooks desires a cosmopolitan response from the left and the new right. Okay. But Brooks does not understand that any cosmopolitan concept is never filled with hate, venom, loathing, and wrath, which are Brooks's only tools. Sadly, I don't know. Yeah. Hey, loathing. Sadly.
Hate, loathing, and impressions.
Hate, loathing. Yeah, exactly. You ever heard of a fucking knockoff Nelson Mandela impression? That Obama impression is respectable. I mean, I'm sure obviously a lot of hate and loathing goes into, actually, but not even that one. I think that's actually one of the reasons I've been doing less Obama impressions is probably, frankly, because of how pissed I am at him. It's a very fond impression. Sadly, Brooks never even tries to engage the IDW's ideas and refute them with facts, statistics, and truth. This book is that is definitely a tell from a serious reader. This book is a very sad excuse for real scholarship. Do not buy it! Exclamation point. That's the Trump exclamation point. So I would invite you now to go pick up a copy of Against the Web, Cosmopolitan Answer to the New Right. It's actually a very good book. And particularly the concluding chapter on a new type of way of doing internationalism that expands the left project. I'm really excited about, I'm really proud of it, and it's relevant for a blessedly much larger conversation than those guys. And the critiques are really solid too. Lit with a nice base of foul snide comment. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back with our first guest.
You just watched a Michael Brooks show video. Subscribe to get them all. Why wouldn't you? Don't be foolish. Click subscribe below and become a patron as well. Patreon.com/TMBS. Thanks, everybody.